Be'lakor is back, baby, and he's bigger and badder than ever. The Dark Master, the first true servant of the Dark Gods, and the OG, the Pasta Primavera Demon Prince of Chaos Undivided, has just been revealed in all his dark grandeur and malevolent majesty. Now, I don't play tabletop, as you guys well know. There's a lot of barriers to entry on that front that have kind of stopped me from diving in, from the fact that it's just an absurdly expensive hobby, that I have very little artistic finesse, so the idea of painting my own models and utterly destroying them is not very appealing to me. But if I don't paint them myself, then I don't have that same personal connection to them. That's a problem. And getting a fantastic paint job from someone else is also very expensive, on top of already very expensive models. It's crazy time consuming, and it's simply way more difficult to find people you like and enjoy and can play games with in person during a pandemic, as opposed to playing games online like Total War. It's just a lot more convenient, and you get a lot more bang for your buck with video games than you do with tabletop because it doesn't require any coordination. You can just boot up and play whenever you want. With that said, I'm not knocking the tabletop hobby. There are a ton of advantages to it. It's a much more personal and hands-on experience, and you can forge memories and relationships that last forever with a game like that. And these are the kind of models right here that get people into the hobby in the first place, that make people want to finally take the plunge after years of just sitting on the fence and watching from the sidelines. The new Be'lakor is going to kick at least a few of us over that edge, I think, especially in the run-up to Warhammer 3. A lot of new faces will be trying out tabletop gaming for the first time very soon, and models like this, the dastardly, the diabolical Dark Prince of Chaos, will go a long way in helping fans justify that investment. And he truly does look amazing here. Just be prepared to spend a lot of money to get it, and realize that even after you do, you still won't be even close to fielding a full army. But if you're a Total War fan, this reveal should be exciting in and of itself because it gives us a much better idea of what Be'lakor is actually going to look like in Warhammer 3. Now, the Dark Master is probably the only Chaos character that has a hope of rivaling Archaon in Warhammer fantasy lore. He's basically Archaon's Demon Prince equivalent. The main difference being that thousands of years ago, he royally pissed off the Runist Pantheon, and now he's eternally cursed to coronate each new Ever-Chosen, rather than wear the crown of domination himself. And that is essentially the role he plays in the lore, and the role he'll play in Warhammer 3's campaign, as an Ever-Chosen for demons, the one undivided demonic character that could logically lead all four armies of the Dark Gods. Perhaps the only lord who could have Seekers of Slaanesh, Bloodletters of Khorne, Plague Drones of Nurgle, and Flamers of Tzeentch all getting feisty together in the same army. Again, we don't know yet if he'll be playable on launch or if he'll simply be a driving force in the narrative, but it makes a lot of sense to have him in that 9th Legendary Lord slot, leading a Demons of Chaos Undivided faction. A faction that can literally bring any demonic unit to the field, just like their 8th edition army book. If he's not in that 9th Lord slot, things get pretty weird, because that means either Kislev or Cathay gets an extra one that the other will not, or that one of the Chaos God factions will get 2, while all the others only get 1 on launch day. And both of those options would be pretty strange. An Undivided Demons faction, led by Be'lakor, is the perfect capstone and logical way to round out the Legendary Lord roster for day 1, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Games Workshop is pushing a new Be'lakor model just after the announcement of Warhammer 3. Now, from a visual perspective, if you compare his new model to the older ones, the sculpt and overall design isn't all that different. The new model is staying true to its roots, true to the core identity and visual markers of what makes Be'lakor Be'lakor. It's just a grander, more detailed model, and it looks sexy. It looks really damn good. It translates perfectly, I think, to the battlegrounds of Warhammer 3. I am quite sure we'll be talking a lot more about Be'lakor the Dark Master over the next several months in the run-up to release date, and what role he'll play in the campaign, but for now, let me know what you guys think of the new model, whether you have any interest in buying it, and how many of you who have never played tabletop before are actually seriously considering doing so now. I'm working on a very cool multiplayer video that's quite a bit different from my standard Total War content, and we will also be covering some news about Vermintide 2's Chaos Waste expansion. So keep an eye out for those, and I'll see you all in the next video. Any Pride, signing out for now.